Good evening, friends, colleagues, distinguished guests, much as yourself. Welcome to Upton Family Adventures, Ryan Upton version. So tonight, you right there, are gonna come with me and we are going to go do float therapy at a place called Back to Soul Float Therapy in Zagreb. So I've been wanting to do these float tanks for a real long time. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan and he just raves about these. So float therapy is when you go in a sensory deprivation tank, which is big old fancy words for you get in a tank that has a lid that closes over you, and inside there is water. So the water is heated to skin temperature and it is nearly saturated with Epsom salt, and that's what's gonna allow you to float. You can enter the tank completely nude. OMG, you can wear an American flag Speedo. You can also wear what other bathing suit that you are comfortable with. And so what's gonna happen is you are gonna float weightless in this tank in the complete darkness. From what I've seen on Reddit about different people's experiences is some people almost lose track of their body. Some people actually have out-of-body experiences. Some people have meditative experiences. Some people just have a nice old nap in that tank. But I'm looking forward to doing it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So you there, come along with me as we go do the float tank session at Back to Soul Float Tank Therapy. So come on, here we go. So welcome to the Float Center. So I'm super excited to float. This is what the float tank looks like right here. So when you get here, they take you through all the ins and outs about floating. They talk about how it's going to give you sensory deprivation, kicked on right there. So you're going to have auditory deprivation, you're going to have visual deprivation because it's going to be in the dark, as well as sensory because the water is going to be about body temperature. So when you're in there in the dark and you're not seeing, you're really not going to know where your arm begins or ends. So they do 1.5-hour sessions where you get to go in the tank and they talk to you about how to go about different things. If your mind's racing or if you're in that meditative state, how to deal with that. And so they just make sure that you answer all your questions. So when you get to the float tank, the first things you're going to do is you're going to, well, number one, you're gonna go to the restroom because you don't want to be doing that when you're in the float tank. Second, you're going to take a shower and then you're gonna make sure that you dry your face really well, because if you have water on your face, it can kind of tickle your face when you're in the tank there. And then you get in the tank, there are automatic lights here that will go off, and then there's a light inside of the tank that you can press that'll go off, and then you have 1.5 hours to just float, relax. Some of the benefits he talked about was some people have seen reduce in depression, reduce in anxiety, reduce in blood pressure. I mean, just so many different things. People sleeping better. I guess it's the magnesium is what the Epsom is that they put in there. And so your body is going to take that in. So that's going to help you sleep, just give you a good sense of well-being. So very excited. I'll talk to you guys after, but I'm going to go shower. I'm going to go float. So you can't come along, but I'll see you after, beautiful. Bye. All right, so it's super neat. When you're done, they get you your choice of whether it's water, whether it's tea, whether it's coffee. And when you come up, they have everything decked out in candles. So everything's very relaxed, which is exactly how you feel after that. It was really neat at the beginning. Your body almost melts away. You can't feel your arms, can't feel your feet, your legs, and you're almost just floating through outer space. But I'm gonna go kind of zen out right now, but I'll catch up with you and give you more feedback when we get home. But it was amazing. Go float, please. All right, everybody. So welcome back. Had a great time at the float tank. I think even now I'm feeling super relaxed, super tired after the float. So it was neat. So when you first get into the float tank, I think the first 10 minutes you're really adjusting. You're finding out where the edges of the tank are. I've never really been good at floating, so it's interesting just to be able to float in this tank. As time went on, I felt like I had paralysis in my arms and in my legs. I couldn't feel them, but also didn't feel like I could move them. So I don't know if that's paralysis or you just had like a phantom limb being there. But then you really just relax. I feel like you kind of ebb in and out of different consciousness while you're in there. You will also realize how loud your body is. You hear ba-boom, 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 the beating of your heart. You hear the digestion when you're in there because there's no other noise. Also, some interesting things that happened. I would see like flashes of lights, and I would often hear buzzing when I was in there. And I don't know if it's because maybe I clench my face up, and I don't know if how you clench your face up, you can make that sound in your ear. If I just wasn't relaxing my face, but I could hear that when I was in there. See different lights, you kind of have different, maybe not visions per se, but you see different things, and then in and out of different levels of consciousness. At the end, I was kind of feeling super energized, ready to get out, feeling like I was wide awake. But then when you get out, you realize you weren't wide awake at all. You're really in a different level of consciousness. But you leave feeling so relaxed, and you come out and you have tea and you relax. It's just a wonderful experience. So I'd say if you're here in Zagreb, go check this place out, float there. If you're somewhere else in America, Mexico, Thailand, wherever you are, check out doing this float center. Just see how you can tame your mind, how you can relax. Check out the different benefits that you can have health-wise. But just had a great time and appreciate you guys coming along with me. And now I'm ready to go to bed because I'm tired. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know, have you ever floated? But can't wait to catch up with you guys soon. Good night.